What the 50,000 volts does is it stops your brain from talking to your muscles. So if you want to flex your arm in and you're getting tased, your brain can't tell your bicep what to do. So that's what it does. It incapacitates your brain from telling your muscles what to do. That's a simple story of it. On these Taser X2s, we have 2 cartridges. You can see one yellow one in here and one black one in here. We have 2 shots at getting you, or we can shoot 2 separate people with the Taser cartridge to incapacitate 2 people at one time. If we got 2 people fighting, we can put 2 probes into one, 2 probes into the other, and it'll incapacitate both at the same time. On our Tasers, they also have 2 laser dots that show us where those Taser dots are, the laser darts are about to go into. So we go. As it goes farther out, those separate. So the farther we get away from somebody, the farther those darts separate on that person. It's about 1 foot for every 7 inches. 7 inches foot back. These darts have 24 feet of wire. So we can taser somebody from 24 feet away and incapacitate them. The farther we get those darts away, the more muscles we interrupt. So that's the better way to stop somebody from fighting. The Taser is the best way to stop somebody from fighting, because once you turn it off, it's done. When we use pepper spray, other chemical agents like that, those can get on the officers, it can incapacitate them. So with the Taser, they're proven very safe, even with people with other issues. On our Tasers, we can also display an arc. So we can do that as a warning, or you can hold it up against somebody's leg and do a drive stun. But we don't recommend that the way we use them. We always use the darts, and then that way we can stay more hands off, and that way our officers aren't getting injured and other people aren't getting injured. That's the reason we have these, is to stop people from getting injured for somebody that doesn't want to cooperate with us. So Tyler's going to get tased here. Once you pull the trigger on these, it goes for 5 seconds. Sometimes that seems very long, sometimes it seems very short. That depends which end of the Taser you're on. So, Sergeant Dubinsky here is a trained Taser instructor. He's going to be doing the demonstration today. With this, when those dart probes come out, they have little fish hooks. If you ever look at a barbed fish hook, it comes out to a point and it has a little hook on it. So that way if it hooks into your clothing, it stays on there and it still delivers that power to the person. All right? You guys ready to see this? Does anybody want to take Tyler's place? No. Okay. When you turn 18, get a hold of me. We're always looking for volunteers. All right, let me get the phone ready up. We got our 2 holders here, Officer Keaton and Captain Hall. So with every Taser appointment, if the officer has the time, they're going to give commands of taser, taser, taser to warn the subject about that deployment and give them the option to comply. If that person fails to comply with the officer's legal orders to do such things, then they get tasered.
Ready, Tyler? You're real loud for me. Yep.
So right now he's incapacitated. It's 5 seconds. We got one that went into just under his belt and one that went in the middle of his back. The Taser automatically shuts off after this point. Now we either have the officers or the EMTs that are trained for removing the darts. They're going to come in and pull them out. Really fast. It's not stuck, it's just caught in his shirt. Something underneath his shirt is caught on too. There we go. And then we got one more to get out. Tyler's being a real super champ here. He's got tough skin for being in the Navy. There we go. So this is the wire that comes out of the Taser. It's about 24 feet long. It's all coiled up, and then it extends out. When any Taser gets deployed, whether you buy one commercially for civilian use or for the police department, you can come out here afterwards. All right, big round of applause for Ty. All right, just so everybody sees, as you can see right there, there's just a bruise from where it impacted. Just like if you get hit with a baseball from your brother or something like that. But he's got really tough skin to pull it out. He's gonna go finish getting checked out by the EMTs. There's no issue, but that's just our protocol. If we tase somebody, we call the ambulance just to have them checked out afterwards. So back to what I was saying, anytime a commercial, civilian model or police officer's model Taser gets deployed, you see that little pink dot on my finger? If you look at that under a microscope, it has a serial number for that Taser cartridge that was just used. So about 50 of those came flying out. If you want, after we're done with the demonstration, you can come up here and find one. They're all over. The issue with that is if somebody uses a Taser in a crime, it's no different than using a firearm or a knife or any other weapon. All right? So now we can take this, we can call the manufacturer up and say, who bought this serial number? And then we can track that down to what store sold it and who they sold it to. So now that gives us a little tracking on why and who had that Taser cartridge.